Up, y'all? I know it's been a while. I know this only being my second video. I guess a while can be anything, but when I'm thinking anything, I'm thinking I know it's been 2 weeks. Thank you to everybody that watched my first video, all 27 views I got, but that's a much better start than I actually expected. I thought I maybe might get 5, maybe get 10, but lucky son of a gun that I am, I got 27. So hoping that 27 grows and becomes bigger and better as I take another step in the journey. I thought I'd do a cool, maybe a different approach where I kind of give myself live feedback after going through the studio tonight. Currently, it is almost 1:15 in the morning Eastern time. After just leaving what is my 4th studio session. In terms of the project, where I am so far, the first record, my intro record, is done outside of a final mix before it then gets mastered later. The second record, which I think we're all really hype about, I just have to record a bridge within it, but a lot of the work that we did last week, everybody was really happy about, and I kind of showed a lot of growth from that time where my first studio session was a little lame, but it was definitely my first time, so I had a lot of growth that I had to go through. And secondarily, then when I got to the studio the second time, we certainly made some positive progress, but it wasn't, exactly perfect, so we ended up finishing the record in my third time in the studio, and then blazed through a second record that I've been working on that I really caught the beat, which is some feedback that I actually, keep getting all the time, is that, my writing skills are really there. They really love when I'm writing that these are good bars and, I'm coming through strong, but a lot of time it's catching the cadence, having the beat, having swagger, having confidence, even though I don't think that confidence is really an issue at all with myself, just in general. I know when I can go out and perform something, I have a high level of confidence. I just think it's first time, and everybody says you definitely have a different personality in the booth. When when you're in the booth, and I guess you think about it a little more, even though the music's playing through your head and you're trying to vibe along with it, but obviously it's a very different place coming from trying to work along, do a little thing to somebody else's record as opposed to doing what you think is best on your own record. And I love my team, and the feedback that they give me live on, and what some of the stuff that we've been coming up with. Tonight was one of those times where it kind of felt like it was almost the first studio session that I did, in that it was more or less a work session that we really just did vocal demos for. I mean, that makes me happy, where I feel like I was able to accomplish a lot and get a work done. I think my wallet doesn't like days like this, but that's certainly understandable. So tonight was just kind of a working session where I'd gone in with kind of some rough bars, and I've been working with the beat I had for about a week, but nothing that really gained a ton of traction. So a lot of the work we did tonight was actually rewriting part of the first verse and rewriting the chorus, to actually make it, a little more fitted. And by a little more, I mean a lot more. I should just clarify that for myself and for everybody else. So, part of what I thought with this beat, and it was really cool, has a very quick feel to it, not like so much up tempo, but just a obviously I didn't do a great job on that, but what are you gonna do? That's what the beat in the song be for at the end. And a lot of it, we kind of mixed flows going from different pieces within the first verse and trying to make it more melodic. I guess that's a lot of feedback I get, is because, in a lot of the records that people hear today, most of the music that you hear is very melodic. Everything that you kind of hear with Drake is very sing-songy, but in a positive way. Migos, does a lot like that, where it's kind of spastic and then moves to, kind of a humming motion to put everything together. At the same time, I come from, kind of a punchy background, where I'm used to punchlines and working in social and writing social copy. That's kind of how I developed my abilities there, was writing punchline copy. It's like 2 quick hit sentences, and I come in hard all the time for, you look at me, you think, he looks like a nice guy, or, he can't be like that bad of a person, but like I come in hard on things that are always like, you come in really, really strong, and things are like tragedy, and it's like, should be tragedy or something like that when you're looking at lyrics. So sometimes it can be it can be hard on that. And, 3.5 hours in the studio, and when you spend like an hour trying to work on 4 bars of one verse, you could feel like you're a little defeated. But I know now that's part of the process. So when you take these times after you come to a studio session where it's just okay, or you do a lot of legwork that you would normally do outside of the studio, when you have the beat, you kind of have some references, and you get to that. Then you go back and you study it, you work with it a little more, you do some more writing, and then you just you jump on it. When you come back and you kind of have that confidence. It's one of those things where you put the phone down, and you don't really take a look at what you wrote, you just know, and then you go from thing to thing, and it kind of flows. I've definitely found a lot of success with that in my first round, and I know that when I apply this to my second round, it's going to be a little bit of a better process when we re-record this. And re-recording things is not lovely, but at the same time, it's like kind of what you just have to do to make the product as best as it can be. Don't know when I'm going to get back in the studio, but I definitely got a lot of thinking to do on my part. This is the third record of what's going to be a 5-song EP. For everybody that's wondering about a time when I'm probably going to drop this, or just a complete project with everything that goes with it, because this is certainly going to be a package of a lot of things. I'm probably looking at September is probably the time I'm going to drop this. Obviously, I only really have another 6, maybe 7 weeks with Jovi and Nova to finish up recording and mix this, and then mastering happens outside of that and outside of them. But I want to make sure I got things right when I have the chance to shoot a video, probably for one of the records I've already done, and then move on to really putting this in a place where I can show it to everyone and do so in a way that I wanted. So that's kind of the number one update that I have on all things. My number 2 update is I've shown some very rough things to some people, gotten a lot of positive feedback, but y'all are my friends, so I know what you're going to say. Even if it was bad, you'd probably tell me, oh, this is good, but then I'd probably know on the back end, because certainly, Jovi and Nova will tell me, this got some more to do, but what are you going to do? Progress is progress, and I'm happy with that. So just thought I'd check in. I know it'd been 2 weeks since I said something. I definitely got to do this more. So thank you for watching. For anybody that doesn't follow me on Instagram, Mr. DeSanti, DeSanti. It can also be read as Mr. DeSanti. I'm crafty like that. So let me know. If there's more you want to know, you want to ask questions, I'll certainly ask or answer anything that you have. So give me a shout out. Let's make this out. Let's keep it social. Get to talking. I certainly got a lot of recording to do, and this latest record is going to be a little bit of singing. So that's the first for me too. All right, take care. Have a good night. Bye.